Hey guys, another different video today, and that I'm in the kitchen, and this is me making my chocolate snowballs that are healthy. They're really good for you. They are low calorie in that they're about 50 calories each, depending on how you do them, 50 to 60 calories each. They have no, they're good for cholesterol, they've got no saturated fat in them, and like I said, they're good for you, and they're low carb. That's really important to me because I need to eat a low carb diet, so they are low carb. And there's no sugar in them, which is even better. So absolutely no sugar. They're using instead agave or Sweet Freedom, which is something you can get from the supermarket. So if you would like to see how to make them, then please come and join me in my kitchen. Hey guys, so I'm here in my kitchen just to let you know what ingredients you need and to kind of go through the recipe with you. So sorry about the echoing, it sounds a bit echoey to me. Hopefully you can't hear that too much. And even the lighting is probably not that great. It's a bit of a miserable day out there. Anyway, so what you will need to make this, you will need some ground almonds. So I just got these from Asda because they're the cheapest. You'll need some cocoa, and I use no added sugar cocoa because obviously I'm saying this is a sugar-free recipe. So you can either use something like Green and Blacks, which is the kind of really good stuff, or Cadbury's Bournville. This is also no added sugar cocoa, so you can use either of these. Then you need some vanilla extract. If you don't want to spend the money on vanilla extract, you can just use vanilla essence, but you do get more flavour with the actual extract. I use agave nectar, but when I can't get agave, I use Sweet Freedom. Agave I get from Holland & Barrett or Sainsbury's. I used to be able to get it from Tesco's, but I can't anymore. So sometimes I use this, which you can get in quite a few places at the moment, Sweet Freedom. So this is from fruit. This is from... It's from the tequila plant actually, which is probably why I like it, because I do like tequila. So they are both low GI and both don't affect blood sugar the same way that sugar does, so that's really good. And they're both about the same calorie wise. You will need some sugar-free peanut butter. So these are two kind of options. The first one is the Whole Earth, which is available in everywhere actually. I've seen it in Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda, which for those in the USA is just Walmart. You can get sugar-free peanut butter. And I also found this in... Where was this in? I think this might even have been in Asda as well. It's Sunpat Crunchy Cashew, and checking the ingredients, there's no sugar in this either. So that, I thought that was a nice alternative, and I used that last week when I made them, because I generally make these at the weekend and they're so quick to make. In fact, I should time it, shouldn't I? It's 10:30 now, so we'll see how long it takes. And then you need something to kind of roll the little balls in, and I've called them snowballs, but you don't have to use coconut. I use coconut most of the time because it's the lowest calorie of the two, and I love coconut. But if you don't like coconut, you can use sesame seeds, which I also love. This just adds a few more calories on, but not a huge amount, so don't worry about that. So that's just down to your preference. So apart from those ingredients, you just need something to measure some tablespoons of water, but I mean, if you don't have that, you can just kind of estimate it. You need a Tupperware box to put them in the fridge, or something to hold them in the fridge, and then I just use another little Tupperware to take a couple to work each day. And then you need a bowl to put the seeds or coconut in that you're rolling them in, and a mixer, a food mixer, which you'll see the full thing in a minute. Mine's just a really cheap one. I mean, I think it's Cookworks or something like that. It is the cheapest one, so you don't need anything too sophisticated. The easiest way to do it is literally to take your food mixer and put it onto the weighing scales. Sorry, you also do need weighing scales. So you'll see in a minute, I'm just going to put this on the weighing scales. And the great thing about this is there's no put one ingredient in, stir it, add another one. You just put everything in except for what you're going to roll the coconut balls in, and then put the food mixer on, and that's it, done. And then you just start rolling the balls. So I'm just going to stick this onto the scales and put all the ingredients in, and we'll get started. What I will do, of course, is I will list all of the recipe and the amounts and everything in the comments of this video. So don't worry if you don't need to be writing this down or anything like that. So we're going to put in 80 grams of almonds, ground almonds. That's just one packet, and open another one. Grams, and then we will need 60 grams, I think it is, yeah, 60 grams of cocoa. So I've got a bit left in my Green and Black, so I'm just going to use that up and then start on the Bournville. Hopefully I've got enough. 60 plus 80, 140, yeah, that's it there. Then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So it's up to you whether you just pour it in like me and estimate it, or you can use a little spoon. Then we want 50 grams of peanut butter. So just get a knife, just reset my scales. It's hard to get out peanut butter. And actually this is like I'm scraping the bottom of the jar here, so it's even more difficult. And it's so tempting to eat this when you're doing it. Is that just me? Nearly there. It's not actually that much, 50 grams. 50 grams, is that right? Yeah. So that's me at 50 grams. I have to say I normally make a right mess when I'm doing this as well. Next we want 60 grams of agave, or like I said, you can use your Sweet Freedom. So I will use agave because that's what I prefer. That's that. And then we want 2 tablespoons of water. I am measuring this because otherwise it's not the right consistency. So if you added too much water or too little water, there'd be a problem when you come to roll in the balls, because if you put too much water it would really be sticking to your hands and be hard to roll, and if you didn't put enough in, then when you roll it in the coconut it won't stick to it. So that's why it's quite important to actually measure out the water. And that's everything that goes in there. So we're going to stick this onto the mixer. Switch it on, and then I can't find the thing that sits in the top of here, so I just hold my hands on it, and we're just going to whiz that for like 20 seconds or something. So that's it done, and what will happen is it started already forming into a ball, and that's what you'll get in here. So you can see you've already got a ball of mixture, and then the rest you'll just need to scrape out. So all we need to do now is get some coconut or some sesame seeds, whatever you are using. So I'm going to use coconut, and I reckon you used about 25. I have never measured it, I just kind of bung it in, so let's see what it is. Oh no, maybe 50. Okay, so that's 50 grams of coconut we've got in there. And then you're going to put them straight into your Tupperware dish. So take this ball that's kind of formed in there, take a little bit, roll it in a ball. Don't want it that big. I just estimate the size of the little balls, so I'm just going to chuck it into that coconut and do another maybe 2 out of this. And then you'll see they're in the coconut, and you just want to swirl them around, get some coconut on, and then put them straight into your little Tupperware, which is going to go in the fridge. You can eat them straight away, and again it's up to you whether you prefer them cold or whether you prefer them more room temperature. I prefer them more room temperature, but I normally stick them in the fridge to set, and then take a few out each day, which I'm going to have sort of, you know, in the morning when I get to work, and they're about the right temperature then. But they're nice either way. I do eat them straight from the fridge as well. But when they've just been done like this, because you've been rolling them in your hands, they're kind of just a little bit too soft, I think. So you're just going to continue that process until you've got all of the mixture, and then what will happen is you'll need to take the middle out and just scrape out with a knife what's in the bottom to kind of roll that again into this sort of yummy chocolate dough, and then you're done. So that's me finished, and I just wanted to let you know how many you get out of the recipe. So that's how many I have done. It's about 30 balls that you get out of that recipe. And I measured the coconut that I used, and actually you don't need anywhere near the 50 grams I used. You need between 15 and 20 grams of coconut. But like I said, I will put that all in the comments. And this would be a great recipe for anybody that's got problems with their cholesterol, anybody that's got problems with like blood pressure or diabetes and things like that are not supposed to be eating sugar, as well as people that are kind of dieting. You know, I didn't just make these with dieting in mind. I made it with health in mind, because I've got kind of all of the above. I've got sugar imbalances, I've got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of the rest of it. So I wanted to make something that was sweet, but healthy and good for you, and low carb and all of the rest of it. So yeah, the other thing I thought was, if you weren't worried about the calories, then you could roll the balls in nuts, and that would be a little bit more kind of decadent. And you could also, instead of the 2 tablespoons of water, you could put 2 tablespoons of alcohol. That would have exactly the same effect, but it would give them a lovely kind of boozy taste, which I thought might be nice for Christmas. You know, you could put 2 tablespoons of whiskey in it, or 2 tablespoons of Bailey. Obviously that ups the calories, but not very much with 2 tablespoons, and just give it that little kind of kick. So that's them done. All you've got to do now is eat them. So thanks so much for watching that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you might try out that recipe. Let me know how you get on if you do. I will list everything in the comments below, as I probably said while I was doing it, and I will list the calories and the kind of alternatives that you can use, because you can kind of mess around with this recipe and you know, do it the way that you want, and the things that you like. And this now, I have done this video already on my other channel, but this now is the kind of perfected recipe, because I took it off several recipes on the internet and sort of mixed them all together, because a lot of them had some really complicated ingredients in, and I wanted something that was really simple, not too expensive, because I didn't want it to cost a fortune, and some of the recipes had really expensive ingredients in them. Yeah, so I've kind of honed it to my own preferences, so you can do the same. So thanks again for watching, and best of luck if you make them.